It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fan Show. Hey, it's the Soul Fantasy Show live for June 1st, 2021. Going over the top picks, plays, and studs for Draftkings and Fanduel. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel. Right on top, we have James Harden, Jokic, Durant, and LeBron James. He had 50 fantasy points last time. And for 9-8, he's a Soul Stud of the Day. Along with, I would say, wow, Jokic only had 28 last time. But he had 16, 57, and 58, 3 before that. So I do not expect another 28. So you can pretty much chalk him in for 50 plus fantasy points. There's Harden with that monster, 66 and 71. He is on fire. He's on fire. He's getting 1.55 fantasy points per minute. He's projected 5.2 times value. LeBron James, although, is projected at 5.3 times value. Getting 1.49 fantasy points per minute. He had 37 minutes yesterday. He's a great play. All right. So then we're going to shift through the rest of these guys. Damian Lillard saved 200 off LeBron. He only had 39 last time. He was a little sluggish. All right. 1.38. So I'd rather just, for now, at the moment, I would go with LeBron over all these guys. Kevin Durant, 62, 62. 2 straight 62s. 2 straight. All right. He's pretty good to put in. Kyrie Irving, 8,800 or 64. They're scared with that 29 and the 33, but for 8,800, that's pretty affordable if he gets this 64. 1.33 fantasy points per minute, 5.2 times value. Then you have McCollum, 1.15, Drummond 1.4, and Norman Powell. He had a 41 last time and a 32. He's doing pretty good. He's been on fire lately. All right. Away game. Almost a fantasy point per minute. And then right down there you have Tatum. 63, 76. His last two were pretty damn good. So he's worth throwing back in. So Ayton this time, since he's only getting up in the 30s, high 30s, low 40s, that's all you're going to get out of him. He's pretty much showing his tapes. Pretty much that's what you're going to get. 38.3 fantasy points for 7,400. If you want to play him, you can, but he's pretty much a fade, as he's not going to go off. Now, Marcus Smart for 6,500. He's been getting 40 fantasy points. You save $1,000 over Ayton to put Smart in. So Smart's definitely in play. So Dennis Schroeder, not doing too well. Covington, 4,800. He's getting 30. He might get you 30 fantasy points. A little more, a little less. For 4,800, that's pretty good. Devin Booker, they're struggling with the late. He's struggling. 33, 32, 35, struggling against the Lakers. He had a 55, but he's struggling. So you might want to think twice when you are trying to spend 8,100 when he's struggling. He's getting 33 and 32 last time. Basically, if you played Booker the last 2 games, you were pretty much screwed. All right. So that might not happen this time, but against the Lakers, the Lakers are powerful. We have Anthony Davis down here. It says Davis left the last game with a groin strain. He might not play. So if he doesn't play, that's definitely room for Schroeder and LeBron James, the Soul Stud of the Day. 1,500 minutes. All right. 422 field goals made. 37% three-pointers percentage. All right. He makes a lot of free throws, but only 70% free throw percentage. Wow. That's kind of low, but he gets rebounds, assists. He doesn't turnover percent 15. It's not bad. He's a Soul Stud of the Day. Now we have your cheap play Jermichael Green, 23, 15, 9, 8, 5, 15. But he had that 23, so that shows some hope. 5.4 times value. Chris Paul back in action. He had 30 minutes, 31 minutes. So that's something to think about. This man has been very disappointing. The 22, 22, 26, 24, even 30 for him is disappointing. They say he's going to get 30.9. So if he does that, that will just about pay off his price. Kemba Walker is out. Robert Williams out. So that's more legway for Tatum. So you want to play Tatum, that's a good play. Or Smart. That's why Smart and Tatum are up there. So now we see these good plays. LeBron James, Schroeder, Smart, and Tatum are very good plays. Jay Crowder, 4,700. He had 40 fantasy points last time. If he does that again, he's definitely worth putting in. Nurk. Well, he might get 40. He's a little expensive for his price. Bruce Brown, 19. 26, 9, 20. All right, Morris. Getting solid numbers. For 4,500, he's a soul sleeper of the day. Monte Morris, 0.81 fantasy points per minute, projected 20 up. 4.3, he's putting solids up. 29. If he gets you 29 for 4,500, you're in there. Aaron Gordon, very affordable, but very disappointing last time. Usually, he used to be a really good play, but for 5,300, he's really priced down, and they priced him down because he had 11 last time. And if you spend 5,300 on him and he only gets 11 fantasy points, you're not winning. Cantor, 3, 1, 12, 6, 4 straight duds after that 36 performance. Will he snap back? They say he will. 22 projected points. He will probably snap back. He's getting 1.2 fantasy points per minute. He is projected at 6.7 times value. Expect a bounce back game for Cantor. Now Porter Jr. at a 9. I'd probably stay away from him for that price. 1 fantasy point per minute. He might get 30 though. But when you see that 9 and that 25, and he isn't coming near a 30. He did, though, 30 and 40, which were good, but for 7,000, that's a little high for 25 fantasy points. Tristan Thompson, 18, 37, 31. McGee, 11 and 3 goose eggs. Harrell, 3 and 3 goose eggs. But they're in because if Anthony Davis is out, you're definitely playing Harrell. All right, Carmelo Anthony's only 4,100. He's worth throwing in there. If he gets another 27, like he did a couple of games ago, that's definitely worth the play. So you got Parker, Payne, Harris, Gasol, Claxton, Kuzma. Okay, these are guys that you can think about playing. Just look at their past. Oh, here we go. Now, Frank Campuzzo, 5,900. Look at his past couple of games. 30, 39, 32. Man, those last 3, even the 26 is good. For 5,900. So, let's see. Last game, he was 6,000, 57, 57, 52, 54. They have him priced right. So, he's going to get what you pay for. 5,900, 30 or so fantasy points. He's only projected 19, but he's been getting in the 30s, so he might do that. I would not see why he wouldn't continue doing it. 23, Torrey Craig, 13 last time. Pope was battling with a left knee contusion, and it's unclear if he will play for the Lakers. So there's another guy, the Lakers, that you might see not playing. And here's at the bottom end of the guys. Dinwiddie is out. Jeff Green's out. Barton's out. PJ Dozer's out. Lizzie Johnson's out. Abel Nader's out. Okay, those are the guys that are out. Poco is out. And Zach Collins is out. So here's some lineups before we go over to sleepers and studs. Let's do some lineups, and then we'll get into sleepers and studs. This is the main slate. Starting at 7:30 p.m. No more early games like the weekend. There was a lot of early games this weekend. Memorial Day. So that's the main slate for Draftkings. Here's the main slate for Fanduel. Alright. Now let's just check before we do. Here's the sleepers. Here they are: Fournier, Covington, Gordon, Porter. This Fanduel prices: Kuzma, Thompson, Crowder, Morris, Green, Harris, Millsap, Brown, Payne, Francondo, Campuzzo, Bridges, Austin, and Gasol. Those are the sleepers for Fanduel. Here's the studs for Fanduel: Harden, Durant, Jokic, James, Irving. They still got Booker up there. McCollum isn't doing good enough for me to play right now. I'd probably just not be playing these guys because Dame will probably have a good game. They probably will bounce back, but you can throw a lot of these Lakers in. It's Laker Day, baby. Those are the sleepers. Those were the studs. And now, here's the singles for Fanduel. Brooklyn, Denver. And Laker game. LeBron James. The sole stud of the day in the MVP spot. All right, now we'll go over the singles for Draftkings. Get you out of here. Portland. Jokic. And the Laker game. LeBron James is in there. Anthony Davis, I'd keep a good eye on. He might wind up playing, but you might wind up seeing him out, and then that'll be a good play for you. LeBron James and his buddies. It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fan Show.